it's Olivia, and welcome back to Live in Literature. Thank you so much for all the love and support I received in my last video, and if you have not seen it yet, feel free to head on over to my channel to check it out. Well guys, I'm absolutely so thrilled to be here with you today. Today we are having a little bit more of a video on aesthetics, on glamour, on beauty.
Darling, shall we? We have to get to the beauty department, and God knows how long that's going to take.
As you've seen in the title of today's video, today we are talking about great books with bad covers. Now, we all know the old saying, don't judge a book by its cover, which I think obviously applies more to people. But in reality, it applies to books. Over the past 5 years, we have seen an uptake, or I feel like an uptick in the way that book covers are designed, how they are marketed to us, and how they are created online and through TikTok and Book Talk and all sorts of things. I feel like people care way more now about how books look than how they used to care. I feel like before it was very much giving the Divergent look, the Selection series look, the a lot of real people on book covers or things like that. And even some people in their own particular opinion, even the original Throne of Glass series has an animated or hand-drawn woman on it, which personally for me, I live for hand-drawn art on books. I think that's beautiful. I think an animated drawing is better than a real person on a book cover. Real people on book covers, not my favorite, but if it's an art depiction or a painted depiction of something, I live for that. But regardless, I'm getting ahead of myself. Essentially, we have seen a change from this I feel lazy CGI, sloppier style to now more of a romantic, beautiful, sprayed edges and hand done words and embossed pages, and the insides are even beautiful are as beautiful as the outsides. I feel like authors now are putting so much work into the look of their books. And I feel like people nowadays also care more to buy special editions of certain books so that they look aesthetic and beautiful in their homes. I can say without a doubt that I have also fallen for this before. I have seen a pretty book and I have fallen prey to its pretty nature and been disappointed by the inside.
Do not be fooled by his commonplace appearance. Like so many things, it is not what is outside, but what is inside that counts.
But what I will say, what is a diamond in the rough in today's society that is so focused on the beauty and the look and aesthetic of books is when you find a book that has a hideous cover. I'm talking it's hideous or it's boring or it's not that good, but the inside is filled with something absolutely beautiful. A diamond in the rough, if you will.
I must find this diamond in the rough.
I feel like it's a very rare thing to find a not so great looking book with amazing content on the inside. And today we are going to be talking about those kinds of books. Before we get into that though, we need to talk about what I am currently reading versus what I just finished reading. So I just finished reading, guys, Scarlett St. Clair's Terror at the Gates. I finished it. This romantasy, mafia vibe situation. I have to give my honest opinions. My honest opinion is this. I still feel the same way I felt about Scarlett St. Clair as I stated in last week's video. I feel like she's not that great of a writer, but I think she has interesting concepts for her books. This was an interesting concept. I enjoyed the mafia aspect. I enjoyed the religious aspect of this book. I just felt like the characters were a little bit weak. I was I just wanted more. I wanted more depth. I wanted more life. I wanted to care more about them.
Go girl, give us nothing.
And to be honest, at the end, I'm I just didn't really care about anyone in it. I was just kind of okay, she's great. He's great. Loving him. But
He's a naked man.
Oh, love that. James, look over here. You're gonna love it.
Oh.
Boring.
I'm kind of good though.
It's not drawing me in. It's not oh my gosh, the stakes are so high, I would die. It's not man, I am rooting for these two people. I can't wait to read book 2. I'm yeah, if book 2 comes around sooner rather than later, sure, I'll pick it up and I'll read it and I'll probably complete the series. I'm interested enough for that, but only if it comes out soon enough. But to be honest, I gave it 3.5 stars. It's decently, it's a great idea. I just don't think it's that well executed. I think that Scarlett St. Clair, again, she reminds me of kind of Carrie Maniscalco, where I feel plot-wise and idea-wise, it's oh my gosh, brilliant idea. What a great idea for a book. Execution, completely missed the mark. It's just a lack of execution. I'm you need to work on it. I feel Scarlett's is a little stronger than Carrie's. I feel Carrie needs a lot more work than Scarlett does. I feel Scarlett's almost there. It's just not quite there. But if you guys are Scarlett St. Clair fans and y'all ride for her, let me know her best ones down in the comments. I just don't know if I can get on board completely. But hey, I respect the queen. 3.5 stars for Terror at the Gates. A decent and fun mafia, like urban fantasy vibe that I enjoyed. Very sexy, very fun. Had some good spice in it. I had a good time. It was fine. Not amazing, but fine. And for what I'm currently reading, guys, of course, I've got some Drominies downstairs in my room. We have The Irresistible Urge of Falling for Your Enemy and Rose in Chains, based off of the two fabulous Dromini fan fictions that are absolutely so famous. I've read both of them. I love both of them. They're both incredible. I cannot wait to read these two books, and I will let you know how they go once I'm done reading them. But now, getting into today's topic, as I said from the title of today's video, we are talking about great books with horrible covers. Now, the big disclaimer of this video: a ugly cover or ugliness versus beauty is completely like in the eyes of the beholder situation, okay? It is exactly what you think.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
So personally for me, the book covers that I've selected are book covers that I don't find very attractive. I'm just kind of like, they're okay, they're fine, they're hideous, or like maybe they're just boring to me. But the content of all of these books is phenomenal. All of this is just my own opinion though, so please take things with a grain of salt. If you're like, man, I freaking love that cover, I'm like, well then good for you. Happy that you love it. I'm happy that you have bad taste.
Until the point that I'm not done talking yet. You will speak when I'm done.
Oh, honey.
Girl, security.
Sorry, that was harsh. No, I don't think you have bad taste. I just think our tastes are different, okay? I don't mean that.
Yeah, it's just my opinion. I'm not bullying you. I'm just...
No, I don't really mean that. I mean, literally everyone's opinion of what is a beautiful cover or what is not is totally objective to the person. I just think in today's society where there is so much emphasis on having a like well done cover, the cover should match the content of how amazing the book is. And especially for all the books I'm going to be talking about, I just want the covers to match how amazing I think the book is in general. So, without further ado, let's get started. The first one I'm going to bring up is actually, this cover isn't even that bad. I just think it's boring. And for how like not boring the book is, I just want a little something. I want a little bit more. And first we have M.L. Rio's If We Were Villains. This cover is fine, okay? It's fine. It's black and it's got some white writing on it. I've seen a couple different versions of this book, and to be honest, they've all been kind of like, yawn, boring. But I freaking ride for this book, okay? This is a murder mystery, which like not normally my bread and butter, but if you're looking for a good murder mystery, I cannot recommend this one enough. This one takes place at a liberal arts college. It is these 7 drama students who perform pieces of Shakespearean theater every year, and they're about to graduate, and during one of their pieces of theaters, one of their cast members dies, and they have to figure out which in this group of 7 people committed the murder. I love this book. I ride for this book, especially as a theater girl. This is a theater type book.
Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe I am destined to play the title role in the Broadway musical version of Willow, but the only job you're gonna have is working on a pole.
It talks all about Shakespeare and like the art of live theater and how important it is, and I find that extremely important. So like, I ride for this freaking book. I live for this freaking book. But I just feel like this cover, kind of boring. Kind of meh. I'm just like, if we're going to be talking about one of the greatest, like in my opinion, one of my absolute all-time favorite murder thriller books, I just wish the cover was more interesting. I wish it was like, kind of like maybe set on stage, or like there were like shadows, or maybe it was something with like Hamlet where it was like a big skull and like holding the hand and stuff, or like Macbeth with like the blood and like the dripping things. Like I just wanted it to feel more Shakespearean. I want this book to look more romantic. I also wish it was in a hardback. Unpopular opinion, maybe. I think I'm the only person on planet Earth who loves a hardback book like it's my own children, okay? Like, don't get me wrong. A floppy paperback is amazing for when you travel, for when you throw it in your purse. Like, it's great. I love it. But to be honest, like, for a book like this that I just love and I will die for, I want it to look rich and luxurious and like a Shakespearean old-timey novel, and to feel like the mystery of the book.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
So regardless, I think this cover's boring, but this book, absolutely fantastic if you're looking for a new murder mystery. The next one, listen, I will ride for this queen till I die, okay? I live for a cozy, whimsical fantasy, okay? Sometimes all I want is short, sweet, and spicy. And this queen always delivers on that. We have Elise Kova, deal with the Elf King. But Elise Kova in general with the Married to Magic series. So she has a 5-book series, the Married to Magic series. You may be able to even see it in frame, Married to Magic. I've got all 5 books in the Married to Magic series. I ride for Elise Kova, okay? Now, people probably are like, you ride for Elise Kova? She's fine. Listen, she gets the job done. She gets the job done. Sometimes all I want to read is like a sweet, smutty little whimsical fantasy moment. Sometimes I don't want to work hard for my fantasy. Sometimes I just want it to be easy. And Elise always brings easy, but with like just enough intrigue that I want to keep going. I want to keep reading. But I gotta say, why does he look like this? He is so sexy in this book. They made the Elf King look freaking hideous. She's darling. She's so cute. This perky little redheaded moment with his gorgeous dress and this flower. Very beautiful and very lovely. It's stunning. But him, why did they make him so ugly?
I'm actually the ugliest person to ever exist.
Ugly. Why did they choose ugliness? He's not ugly. He's the Elf King. He is supposed to be the epitome of sex and hotness. And I'm not saying they have to make him like Fabio, like rippling with muscle.
Hi, I'm Fabio. Please, come with me to the world of romance, where every woman's fantasy can come true.
But you know, like, they could have at least zhuzhed it up a little bit. I'm just like, he's kind of giving like creepy uncle vibes. I just think that they could, the art style in this one, not my favorite. And this is no shade to any artist who created this art cover. I think you're very talented. I just think he's not what I pictured. I would have pictured sexier, but that's just my opinion.
If you would trade 5 years of your life for the so-called perfect body.
So again, no shade to Elise Kova. I love this book. It's very sweet, very cute. Very simple premise. Essentially, we have a young woman living in a village. The village is dying. The Elf King shows up and says, I'm going to marry a human bride, takes her back to his kingdom. They have to solve a curse together. It's romantic, it's sweet, it's short, easy, and to the point. And if you're wanting some sweet, smutty good time, read Deal with the Elf King, or read the entire Married to Magic series, which I absolutely adore. I enjoy the whole thing. I think they're all great. So again, this one's a sweet, good time. But again, I just think they could have made him a little hotter, in my opinion. Just my opinion. These next 3, which we're going to go with them one by one. But these next 3, I'm not kidding, are some of my 3 most favorite authors currently writing books, okay? And you guys might be shocked that I'm even bringing them to the table with their covers, but the covers have got to go, okay? The first one, literally in the pantheon of my authors, the light of my life, a queen amongst queens who writes the best vampire fantasies known to man. You know who I'm talking about. It's Carissa Broadbent's Serpents and the Wings of Night. I'm just going to say what we're all thinking. What the fetch is that cover? What the fetch is this cover?
Oh, that was way harsh, Ty.
I love Serpents and the Wings of Night. Serpents and the Wings of Night, I would say, might be in my top 5 best fantasy series I've ever read, okay? It's in the top 5 best fantasy series that have ever existed, ever written, okay? Serpents and the Wings of Night is a 5-star, maybe even a 6-star read for me. I love this book. It's dark, it's gritty. You have Oriah, a human woman living in the kingdom of the vampires. She enters the Kajari, a tournament from which one person, vampire, human, whoever, she's the only human entered, all the rest are vampires, will win a prize gifted to them by the goddess Nyaxia. And she wants to win this prize so bad and has to fight off like 50 other vampire people just to get it. Like, this book is dark, it's gritty, it's gruesome, it's romantic and sexy. Why the flip is it this cover? I don't even know what I'm looking at. That's the other thing with this cover. I have no idea what I'm looking at. Like, it's a rose and maybe a serpent and like there's a scepter here. Like, what the fetch is it? Like, literally, like, I have no idea what I'm looking at. And again, I also know that there is a thing with indie publishers. Like, when you start off indie publishing books, you don't always get to pick what your covers look like. And that's something that like someone else decides. And then like once you get picked up with traditional publishing, you have a little bit more say in like how your covers look. I do know that those things like change, and that's why those covers can change. This is absolutely no shade to Carissa Broadbent. I'm sure that like whether she chose this cover or not, it was probably not her ideal choice for such an incredible book series. And I know what she's probably doing is that she's going to complete this series with the covers that it has, and then she's going to end up redoing the whole thing with new covers. And am I going to buy it? Maybe, probably, most likely, because I'm in love with her. So again, no shade to her. I just think this cover does not make any sense for how incredible this book is, and incredible how incredible the whole book series is. I just think it's fetch and hideous, and I don't really know what I'm looking at when I look at it. I just think it needs some work. But this book, I will die for this book. This might be in like the top 10 best books I've ever read. I love this book. It's absolutely fabulous. Everyone needs to read it. Please go read it. The next one. Now, this is a controversial take because this is a new author on the scene, and again, indie published. She is now picked up by traditional publishing, and so therefore the covers are going to change. But this one stirred up a lot of drama on Book Talk. We have Callie Hart's Quicksilver. Now, I'd like to point out that I have the less controversial cover of Quicksilver. There is the more controversial cover of Quicksilver. I will insert a photo right here. So again, this is the controversial one. This is like the one that I bought. I ended up buying the like not version with Kingfisher's face on it. And low-key, can I be honest? I kind of regret it. I kind of live for the ugly campiness of the cover with his face on it. Like, I kind of live for that. Like, that is so camp and so hideous. I like kind of love it.
He's so ugly. I love him.
But this is like the less ugly version of it. But again, this cover tells me nothing about what kind of book I'm getting into. Like, this cover is fine. It's just kind of boring. It's like gray with like some weird designs. There's a sword. There's some butterflies. Like, yeah, I know butterflies is like the whole thing for the book, which like I live because this book is absolutely fabulous. I love Quicksilver. Quicksilver is the best romantasy I read last year. Quicksilver was by far one of my most favorite books I read last year. Probably my favorite thing I read last year. Like, literally life-changing. It was absolutely fabulous. I just think this cover is like, what? And then the original cover is also like, what? And then I know Brimstone is coming out later this year in November, and that's getting a whole new recover design. And so I kind of decided I was going to hang on to this version of Quicksilver until Brimstone comes out. And then also I'm hoping that they're going to redo Quicksilver in a hardback version because, my gosh, I would kill for a hardback. That's the other thing. Both copies of Quicksilver that she's released have been in paperback, no hardback. Like, this thick, chunky book is like, I think this book is over 600 pages. Over 600 pages long. And it's in a paperback? No. Give me a hardback. I want a hardback of this. Why is this in paperback? Anyways, to give you guys a quick plot summary of an incredible book, which is Quicksilver, a great romantasy. Quicksilver is about a young woman named Ceres Fane who is living in a kingdom, destitute, poor, starving to death. It's like a desert landscape. There's hardly any water. She ends up getting kidnapped on accident, not her fault. She ends up getting, not kidnapped, taken hostage, prisoner, whatever, by the queen of this territory. And essentially, Ceres Fane falls into a world and ends up falling into the Fae realm by accident. And ends up meeting this man, this Fae man named Kingfisher, and ends up in a war which she did not expect to. And this book is wonderful. It has kind of a slower start, but I promise it is totally worth it. Ceres Fane and Kingfisher, live, love, absolutely would die for Kingfisher. He is so sexy and fine. I am such a big fan of him. Emo Boy 1000. The man breathes angst. He is sex on a stick, and I live for him.
How is he so fucking hot and respectful?
But for real, I'm just like, for as gritty and gnarly as a book Quicksilver is, it needs a gnarlier cover than this. And this cover, not delivering for me. So again, I'm waiting for it to be in hardback. I'm waiting for it to give me more. This cover's not giving, but the content inside absolutely delivers. So go get your hands on this. It's really so worth it. And the last but certainly not least, listen, controversially, this is a controversial take, okay? Not everyone might think that this cover is hideous. This is just my opinion, okay? Again, I think that the content of this book, and for how big of a world building, like high fantasy, this is a high fantasy book this is, I just think the cover should represent that. And we have When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. Now, I don't think this is necessarily a terrible cover, okay? There's a dragon, which I totally get. Like, I get what we're doing here. And there's like the wind and stuff, and then there's like some other like floating magical stuff over here. I'll just be honest, it's just kind of a lot of blank space when it comes to this. Like, it's just black. And I feel like the book does not give that. Like, I feel like this low-key looks like a gothic kind of book. Like, it looks like it'd be a spooky kind of book for how dark it is. And I just feel like it's not gothic at all in any way, shape, or form. It's very gritty and gruesome. Like, the book is terrifyingly sad. Like, it's horrifically sad. Like, I have pages marked for how sad it was. Made me bawl my eyes out. But it's a incredible high fantasy. Like, very high stakes high fantasy. And the second book, like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be incredible. I cannot wait to read it. So, when it comes to When the Moon Hatched, this book is about a young woman named Rave, who is an assassin for this elite group of people who are trying to secretly take down the kingdom and the empire. Rave gets taken prisoner by the kingdom. She's about to die when elusive king of separate kingdom of his brother, Khan Vagor, essentially breaks her out of prison and brings her to his kingdom to essentially like help her, and she needs his help, and they both end up teaming up together to take down his brothers who are in these other two separate kingdoms. So that's the very, very, very most simplest way I can describe this plot. This plot is crazy. The high fantasy aspect of this book, like this author gives you a 20-page glossary on all the terms to know, but I'm telling you, this book is a mind freak. Like, it took me a while to like really understand what was going on, but by the time I was done with it, I'm like, okay, I'm enjoying myself, I'm having a good time, and I really, really enjoyed the book and the concept that she created. I think the book is brilliant. I just think the cover like doesn't represent what a cool book this is, or like what a cool series this is going to be. Like, the book also has like different elements. Like, there are different like elements that people can possess. It would have been cool if she had based each of the books on different elements, and maybe that's like what I'm missing. Maybe this is kind of like one of the elements that like I'm just like not really seeing it. I just feel like there are stronger ways to do that. I don't think this book is necessarily hideous to look at. I just think it's like kind of weak for what the content is providing. The content is cutthroat and it is vicious, and I absolutely lived. I kind of wish the book cover kind of gave that a little bit more, just a little bit more, but maybe I'm being dramatic. But again, regardless, When the Moon Hatched is an absolutely fabulous high fantasy book that I cannot recommend enough. So that is all the amazing books with not so great covers that I want to recommend for you guys today. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Live in Literature YouTube channel. Guys, if there's any books that you want me to talk about on the channel, please feel free to comment it down below. If there's any books that you want me to read, please feel free to comment those down below. And if there's any video ideas that you want to see on this channel, please comment it down below. Guys, I always appreciate your comments and concerns. Thank you guys so much for coming to the channel today, and I love you guys the most, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!